Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi.
Very good morning, everyone. How are you doing?
Good
Good
morning,
morning
Mr.
to
Good morning,
Ben.
sir.
morning to
I'm
afternoon.
Very
fine.
well,
We're doing
sir.
great, Alhamdulillah.
I'm glad to hear that. So it seems that everyone is going well today. And since Dr. Veni is very busy with her activities here right now, she is away in a meeting, and also she asked us to have a kind of a discussion based on certain highlights, yeah, or certain recommendation, yeah. And today it seems that Group 4 is going to present the topic, if I'm not mistaken, is gathering materials, yeah. And this one is will be delivered by Ibu or Miss Rahmawati and also Miss Hasanah, yeah. But I'm going to highlight a little bit about this kind of a gathering material. Okay, so Ibu Feni highlight that gathering material is very essential, very crucial. Yes, in this one is kind of the way you can defend your argumentation. Yeah, but for more detail how we gather the material, so please welcome Miss Rahmawati and Miss Anna. So floor is yours. Thank you.
Thanks, Pak.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Tuhu, can you share the presentation?
Okay, right away.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning,
Waalaikumsalam
everyone.
warahmatullahi.
Okay, good morning. Hope you guys are in a good health. First of all, I would like to deliver my honor to Dr. Fanny, who has given us an opportunity this time to share our presentation in our class. Okay, we are from Group 4. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rahmati Kurota Aini as the first speaker and my partner, Miss Hasanah, as the second speaker. Okay, today we are going to explain to you about a presentation, how to gathering materials in academic speaking. I believe everyone here already know how to gathering materials, right? Okay, might I know what is the first thing that we should do in gathering materials? Everyone knows? Okay, the first thing that we should do in gathering materials is we should know what the topic is, what the topic we want to talking about in our speech or our presentation. Because if we don't know what the topic we want to talking about, we also don't know what the presentation that we want to deliver to our audience. Okay, I want to read the outline of our presentation. The first is do smart speech preparation. The second is do library research. The third is interviewing. The fourth is add supporting materials. The fifth is do and don't to do in gathering materials. Okay, before I continue our presentation, I want to inform you that our presentation will be take time about 30 until 40 minutes, and it will be end with question and answer session. Please spare your time, pay attention for us. Please give your eyes and ears on us. Don't forget to take note if there is something that not clear enough or if there is any question for us. Okay, the next slide, please. Thank you. According to Nikitina, a smart speech preparation formula allows any speaker to overcome writer block and put together a great presentation. Okay, thank you. The next slide, please. Have you ever heard about a smart speech preparation is? Okay, a smart speech preparation is, as we can see here, S for select your material, M for map out an outline, A for add humor and personality, R for revise your speech, T for tie loose and together. The next slide, please. Okay, there are several things that must be considered in selecting material. The first, as we can see here, start with your already know. The second, choose one until three major points that you must get across to the listener. The third is try to think out of the box and find a unique angle. And the fourth is conduct solid research to supplement your presentation. Okay, now I'm going to talk about start with your already know. Okay, start with you already know. It's mean that we can use our experience, our own knowledge as the supporting material in our presentation. Our knowledge and our experience can be effective as a personal touch between us as the speaker and the audience. And the second is we can choose one until three major points to our speech. Make sure don't add too much information. Why? Because it can lead our audience feel confused and lose their interest to our speech. Okay, the next is try to think out of the box and find a unique angle. To help us think out of the box, we can conduct solid research as much as we can by doing library research and searching on internet. So it can help us think out of the box easier. And to find unique angle, we can ask other people opinion so we know what their perspective about our topic and find the unique angle. Okay, the next slide, please. Okay. Beside do a smart speech presentation, we can do library research. First, we can ask the librarian to help us find the book and the paper or article that we want to add to our speech because the librarian is the expert from their field, right? So we can ask their help to find material that we want to put in our speech. And we can also use the catalog, especially library catalog. Library catalog is a list of various library collection. Catalog usually used to find book, e-book, or article sorted by alphabetical. And the third is reference work. Okay, as we know, reference work is a type of non-fiction writing that provide factual and educational information. And it usually used to prove that the information present is based on valid and credible source. The example of reference work are encyclopedia, dictionary, textbook, atlas, and many others. And the next is newspaper. As we know, newspaper are usually published daily or weekly, right? So we can get latest information about various events around the world from the newspaper. Okay, newspaper contain news, opinion, article, advertisement, and other sections such as entertainment and sports. So we can use the information that we take from the newspaper to our speech materials. And the last is periodical database. Okay, periodical database is a collection of periodical that we can search and access on the internet. And it usually used as research and information tools that help users to find article, paper, book in the variety and in the various field. Sorry. Okay, the next, please. Okay, the next slide, please, Mr. Tuhu. Okay, thank you. Okay, no. Okay, thank you. Okay, there are other search for conducting the research. Okay, the first we can searching the internet. Okay. Nowadays, all information can be accessed using the internet, right? Okay, by using the internet, we can find any information that we want to use in our speech. The first, we can choose a search engine. Search engine, the search engine will show the search result in the form of website, image, videos, and other according to the keyword that we use. Okay, there are some popular search engine that we used to use in our life. The first is Google. Everyone know Google? Okay. The second is Bing. Okay. The third is Yahoo. And also there is Opera as the search engine that that usually used by us. Okay, the second, don't forget to use a specific keyword. As I mentioned it before, the search engine will show the information on the internet according to your keyword. If you want to search a journal in search engine, you can put a specific keyword that you want to add. For the example, you can use keyword of one of the periodical database such as Google Scholar. Because as we know, Google Scholar is database for search article and journal and many others. So we must use a specific keyword. The third is don't forget to evaluate the result. After gathering our materials and draft of the information that we get and that we have written, we should do evaluate. We should reread the information. Is the information relevant to our topic or not? Okay. I think that is enough about my explanation. The next topic will be explained by Miss Hasana. Miss Hasana, the mic is yours.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Rahmati. I'm going to the continue of explanation in our presentation. In other method to gathering material is interview. An interview conducted to gather information for a speech. So before you conduct the interview, you need the following. First, before the interview, define the purpose of the interview. Clarify why you are conducting the interview. It is for background info, a quote, a case study, or expert opinion. And the next, decide whom to interview. Choose someone relevant to your topic, an expert, witness, or someone with personal experience. And the next, arrange the interview. Contact the interview formally by phone or by email. Be respectful, state your intent clearly, and propose a convenient time, one place. And the next, decide whether to record the interview. Ask for permission if you plan to record audio or video. Recording helps ensure accuracy, especially for quotes. And the last is prepare your questions. Okay, the next slide. The second is during interview, dress appropriately. A Here, professional to create a respectful impressions, especially in formal or academic setting. And the next, repeat the purpose of the interview. Restate your purpose to the interviewee. At the beginning, this show clarity and respect for their time. And the next, set up the recorder if you are using one. Ensure all equipment such as phone, recorder, laptop work properly. And the next, keep the interview on track. Gently steer the conversation if it goes off topic. Stay focused to make the most of limited time. And the next, listen carefully. So, genuine interest. Use eyes contact, nodding, and follow-up questions to encourage research answer. And the last, don't overstay your welcome. Respect the agreed time, thank the interview, and end the session politely. The next slide is after interviewing. In this slide, there are 2 points. The first, review your notes as soon as possible. After the interview, go over your notes while the conversation is still fresh. Add observation or clarify unclear point. And the last is transcribe your notes. Write out full quotes or key idea. If recorded, transcribe the audio accurately. Okay, the next slide is typical kind of support material. Based on Gary's 2006, here is a list of typical kind for support the material. There are 9 parts. The first is fact. Fact is statement that can be proven. The truth through evidence or observation. It is used to support argument with objective, verifiable information. For example, the topics about renewable energy. Solar energy is now the cheapest source of electricity in history according to 2020 report by International Energy Agency. And the second is statistic. Statistic in here is quantitative data used to support climate or south trends. For example, the topics about internet usage. According to the International Telecommunication Unions, over 5.4 billion people, or 67% of the global population, use the internet in 2023. And the third is testimony. Testimonies is quotes of paraphrased statement from expert or witness. In testimony, there are 2 parts. The first, expert testimony from someone with authority in the file, and the second is peer testimony from ordinary people with relevant experience. For example of expert testimony, the topics about mental health in teenager. Dr. Lisa, a clinical psychologist, stated that anxiety is normal and healthy function that are asked to treat. Next, the fourth is example. Example is specific instance that help illustrate a point clearly. For example, the topics about climate change. For instance, the summer of 2033 saw record-breaking temperature in southern Europe, causing wildfire across Greece and Italy. And the next is humor. Humor is jokes, witty remark, or amusing story to engage the audience. In academic speaking, humor must be appropriate and relevant to the topic. And the sixth is analogy. Analogy, it means comparison that help explain complex ideas by relating them to familiar ones. The analogy divided into points. The first literacy analogy is a direct comparison between similar items, and the second is figurative analogy. Is a comparison between unlike items to highlight a point. And the seventh is quotation. Quotation means a direct statement taken from someone else, usually a recognized expert or public figure. For example, the topic, the importance of education. Nelson Mandela on site, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And the next, description and explanation. Description and explanation is vivid detail or clear clarification on enhanced understanding. And the last is visual aid. Visual aid in here is chart, graph, image, or slide that reinforce verbal information. For example, the topic is world population growth. This graph shows the rapid increase in global population over the past century, highlight the acceleration after 1950. For the typical kind, for support the material maybe will be explained to the next group is supporting idea. Okay, these materials are important for effective speech making because they stimulate interest, provide substance, and emphasize important idea by Gary 2006. Next, Mr. Yes. In the slide is do and don't to do in gathering materials. Next. Okay, thank you. Do. There are 4 things that have to doing. The first is research appropriately. Before using supporting materials, ensure you have gathering enough reliable and relevant information from trustworthy sources like academic journal, books, or credible website. And the next, use evidence from credible source. Support your point with data, quotes, or findings from recognized experts or institutions to enhance your credible. And the third, display statistics in a readable chart or table. Now, like visual aids, graph and table make complex data easier to understand. And the last is add jokes or humor, which are pleasant and appropriate with the audience. Use light humor to keep the audience engaged, but make sure it's respectful and fit the tone of your topic and audience. Okay, next. Turn. The first, there are 3 points. The first is don't jump the material as your wise. Follow a logical flow in your presentation. Avoid skipping or randomly switching topic, which can confuse your audience. The second is don't make your audience think too hard of your complicated data or statistics. Present information in a simplified and digestible way. Avoid overly technical language or dense data without proper explanation. And the last, do not use jokes to those audience who easily get hurt. Humor can be powerful, but inappropriate jokes may alienate or offend certain audience member. Always be sensitive to cultural and personal difference. Okay, next. Okay, in this slide conclusion, in our presentation, is the most important things in gathering materials are the speaker need to do a smart S-M-I-R-N-T speech preparation beside knowing the topic that the speaker wants to deliver. To strengthen the speech, the speaker needs to add accurate and relevant information by conducting in-depth research that can be done in various ways, such as searching for materials, through doing library research, searching the internet, and interviewing. Okay, next. Okay, question and answer season. Okay, for Q&A, I will back to Miss Rahmati, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hasana, for the clear explanation. Okay, there are five, yeah. There are 5 questions from Mr. Han, Miss Lina, Miss Astri, Mr. Tuhu, and Miss Esther. Okay, the first question is from Mr. Toto or Mr. Han. Okay, I'll answer his question. Academic database are essential tools for researchers, scholars, and students seeking reliable and authoritative information. How do we get this database effectively and efficiently, and could you give examples of the academic database that we can access? Okay, as we know, we can search information by using academic database or periodical database that can be accessed from the internet. Okay, as I mentioned before, the example of academic database that usually used by us is are Google Scholar, Scopus, and Web of Science. Google Scholar is a search engine for scholar literature, and Scopus and also Web of Science, both of them is a database that provide scholarly literature, that provide articles, papers, books from any science field. Okay, by using academic database, we can access the trustworthy and authoritative source, and it also provides the up-to-date information. Okay, I think that's it, the answer from the first question. Okay, the second question, the next question is from Miss Nurlina. The question is, why is it important to draw on your own knowledge and experience in gathering material for your speeches? Okay, thank you, Miss Nurlina, for the question. I'll try to answer your question. Okay, as I mentioned before, we can add on knowledge and our experience in our speech, right? Because by adding our personal experience, it can help us to get closer and to provide original data that relevant to the topic. And it also can strengthen our authority and confidence while we speak in front of our audience. Okay. The third question is come from Miss Astri. The question is, one of the source of conducting the material is interviewing. How to be a good interviewer? Okay. Miss Hasana have mentioned there are 3 steps of interviewing. To make sure to be a good interviewer, we can ensure that we have done this 3 steps that has mentioned before clearly and rightly. Okay. We can also ensure that our preparation is good enough. Is there and we can ensure is there any error in our presentation. And the next we should make a comfortable atmosphere to make our candidate or the one who got interviewed by us feel welcome during the interviewer. And don't forget, we must listen to them carefully and provide our feedback to them to make the interview work smoothly. And make sure that our question not yes, because that can make that can make our candidate not feel uncomfortable. That's it. Okay, the next question will be answered by Miss Hasana.
And for question for Mr. Pudu, it is a question in compiling information. There are many information search. How can a man classify and prioritize the essential informations? Okay, I will try the question. Classifying and prioritizing information involves a structured approach to handling data from multiple sources. Here's a practical framework to follow. The first, classify by search type. There are 3 types. There are 3 types search. Are they? The first, primary search. Primary search is direct, originally data. For example, interview, raw data. And the second search is secondary search, is analysis or interpretation. For example, article, review. And the third is tertiary search, is summaries or compilations. For example, encyclopedia and directories. And next, evaluate relevance, access credibility, organize by timelines, prioritize based on purpose, and create a tiered list. The last question for number 5 by Miss Esther Suryani Banjarnahor. She question, how can periodical database be effectively utilized for academic research? And what are the benefits of using them compared to other sorts of information? Okay, the answer for Miss Esther, periodical database are essential for academic research as they provide access to a wide range of peer-reviewed journal, article, and publications that are current and reliable. Research can efficiently find scholarly research related to their topic, ensuring that their information is credible and up-to-date. Unlike general internet search, periodical databases are curated and focused on academic and professional material, making them more reliable for academic work. Okay, that's it for me. And I think enough.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer and explanation, Miss Hasana. I think that is enough from our group. Hopefully, our presentation has been informative and helpful for everyone. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. We look forward to your guys' feedback. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Group 4, Miss Emma and Miss Hasana, for very thorough explanation regarding how we gather the materials. Yeah. So before we close, can we give a big hand for this group? Yeah, an applause, please. Yeah. Thank you. So as a moderator, let me highlight a little bit about the way they explain how to gather the materials. It's very interesting, I think. Yeah. So I think this group, group 4, try to highlight it that there are many resources how we can gather materials for academic speaking. Yeah. But however, this can offer the way we gather data, meaning the data must be very credible, what else then, accountable, and also it can be proven, yeah, by an expert. Yeah. Group 4 already explains about the way how to get the data. It can be through an academic books, yeah, and also journal article available, and also through a search engine like Google Scholars, GStore, ERIC, and also mentioned as well as Index Scopus. Yeah, it's quite interesting, right? And beside that, also this group highlighted about the way to gather the material through an interview. This is something unique, right? Meaning that when you prepare academic speaking, then you have to work harder in order to deal with the materials. Yeah, meaning your materials must be very valid and it can be submitted to the event. Yeah, things like that one. Yeah. So again, yeah, from this explanation, we learn a lot. So again, thank you very much, Group 4, yeah, Miss Emma and Miss Anna. Hopefully, this can be very beneficial for us all, how we can prepare for academic speaking. Yeah, I think that's all. Conclude our session. Then we are going to submit this video to Dr. Benny. Yeah, once again, from me, thank you very much. Yeah, and again, yeah. Thank you very much. Ya. So, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
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 warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.